another video. We are telling a story time today. Y'all can see by the title. I already know life is a bitch and sometimes you are too, so remember to be kind and not to be rude. It's not cute. So y'all already know Pride. Y'all already know him. So this is around the time when Pride was still living with his family. If you know, you know. Pride got kicked out and his family really doesn't fuck with him, and like I should have really took that into consideration, and I should have been like, okay, like something's fishy. Like, oh, if y'all want to see my outfit, I'm just wearing jeans. Like it's a regular outfit. Anyways, oh, this is around the time when he was still living with his family, and this is how he got kicked out and everything like that. Around this time, I already was kicked out. I did not live with my family. I was living with my godmother at this point, and I was also, saving money for me to get a one bedroom because Pride was still living with his family. But around this time specifically, I got a hotel room just for myself. I was living at Days Inn. If you know, you know. I was living at Days Inn, and I was paying $500 a week to stay there a week. So it was just like my bills were running up. It was running up. I'm at the hotel room, and leading up to this, Pride is telling me that he is going to get surgery. Now I'm like, I was asking him why he was gonna get the surgery because I'm just like, what are you getting surgery for? And he told me it was something like, oh, his back. So you know when somebody tells you something and it like goes over your head, like that's exactly what the fuck it was. Like I really didn't care as much as why he was. I didn't give a fuck about the nigga. So he was telling me he was getting surgery, and I'm just like, oh okay, whatever. He's like, I'm gonna need you to drive me, to the hospital, get the surgery, and then drive me back. Basically, nurse me back to health because the surgery is about to be a big surgery. Like yeah, kid you not, it was going over my head, but later on, I understood why he got the surgery, and he could have just told me why he was getting the surgery. Like, I really wouldn't have cared. Like, he told me everything else about being him bisexual and what type of transvestite he likes and shit like that. I knew everything, so why couldn't he just tell me? Why couldn't he just say, "Oh, I'm getting a butt surgery to lift my butt"? To basically, why couldn't you just say that? But he didn't. He didn't. And I didn't give a fuck. I did not care. He told me he was getting a surgery for his back, and I'm like, okay, whatever, right? The day comes where he needs to get the surgery. So he's like, all right, I need you to drive me, to the hospital. At this time, I was staying at the hotel, so I drive over to him, pick him up in his car, and we're on the way to the hospital. We're in the room where he, is setting up for the surgery. Like they're drugging him, like they're giving him, I don't know, they were giving him some type of shit that was gonna knock him out. So they're talking about the surgery, like the doctors and the nurses that were in the room, they're talking about the surgery, but they're not saying too much. And I don't know why, but maybe he told them, oh yeah, like don't say too much, because they can't do that. Like, it's like doctor privilege or something like that, confidentiality, or y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I'm in the room, they're not saying too much, and they drug him, and they're like, all right, we're about to start the surgery. So at this point, I go in the car. Y'all know me. If y'all know, I'm not sober, waiting for this surgery to happen. No. So I'm in the car. I'm listening to music. Like as soon as I get in the car, though, as soon as I get in his car, his keychain had like some heavy stuff on it, and he just got like this like touch screen radio thing, and it's supposed to be really expensive or whatever. So I get in the car and I'm about to put the key in the ignition, and the key, like whatever was on his keychain, dead ass just like hit the screen, the flat screen or whatever, the touch screen, radio, whatever shit. It hits it, and it has a big ass fucking. It's broken, and I'm looking at it like, did that really just happen? But like, yeah, when I didn't want to do stuff, stuff like that would happen. Like if I really didn't want to do anything, if I really didn't feel like doing something or being there, something bad would happen. Like something bad did happen. Like I see a crack on the screen and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I gotta pay for this shit too. Now I gotta pay for this shit. Now I gotta pay for this shit. So he finally gets out of surgery and I'm in the room and I'm like talking to him. I'm like, yeah, so you ready? Like, you ready to go? And he's like, no, we can't go yet. Like, you know, the nurses, they're gonna have to tell me like what medications to take and what to do and shit, right? So because I'm there and I'm his companion, they're telling me what to do and how to like disinfect, you know, the wound and shit like that. So I'm learning how to take care of this nigga, right? So I'm learning, all right, whatever. And then we get in the car, right? And he finally sees the screen because I didn't have time to tell him, like, I'm over here in fucking school basically learning how to nurse you back to health. So I didn't have time to really tell him. So he gets in the car and he's just like, what the fuck, yo, what the. And I'm just like, yeah, that happened while you was in while you was in surgery. And he's like, what the I can't have nothing. I can't have nothing. You would think that this nigga been raising me since birth and he's just tired of me fucking up his shit. Like, nigga, calm down. And I was like, how much is it? How much is it? And he's like, oh, they don't even make these screens no more. So, like, how you gonna pay for something? How you gonna pay for it? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'll pay for it. I don't know. Until this day, I didn't pay for it. Till this day, I did not pay for it. Like, you telling me it's about to be like hundreds, thousands of dollars for that motherfucking radio screen? You got me fucked up. Next. He's like high on drugs, mind you, because this surgery was a very big surgery. It was a butt surgery. Not a butt surgery. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It was a surgery on his back, but it was supposed to like lift his butt. Like, whatever. Anyways, he's like, I need you to drive me home. Whatever. I didn't give a fuck. Nigga, goodbye. So I was gonna drive him home and I was gonna go back to the hotel room where I booked it at, where I was staying at. It was my off day. I really wasn't trying to get into none of what was about to happen. I drive to his house, right? Because we left from the hospital. He's in the car. He saw his radio screen busted the fuck up. So I drive him to his house. Now, his house, it had a small driveway. Like it was like a long type of short driveway. Like the driveway was like this small. And there are four cars. Now, four cars don't fit in this driveway. Somebody has to park on the street. But because Pride, he wanted to park in front so nobody asks him to back out like and leave because he just got out of surgery. So Pride tells me, wait right here. I'm gonna ask my family to back out so I could, you know, be the first one to park so nobody asks me to move my car. He hopped out the car and mind you, he has surgery. So he is on drugs, but like Pride, he was a crackhead. Not saying that he did, cause he didn't do crack, but he did that white girl, that coke. I said it. He did it. He did it. He did it. He just got out of surgery, but this nigga's not moving like he just got out of surgery. So he gets out the car. He didn't need my help. I'm in the fucking driver's seat, scrolling on my phone at this point, cause hurry the fuck up so I could get back to my room. So I'm scrolling on my phone. I look up. He's going in the house. I'm like, okay. Scrolling on my phone. I look up. He's coming out the house. I'm like, okay. I look up. Scrolling on my phone. I see his cousin, his female cousin. We're gonna call her. We're gonna call her Sweater. I don't fucking know. We're gonna call her Sweater. So Sweater him. So I'm thinking, all right, she better move her car. On my phone, look up. All I see is Pride's hands around his female cousin's neck, and he's just squeezing it. Not funny. He's just choking his female cousin, right? And she's not like taking it, like she's pushing back at him, and I'm looking, I'm looking. There was nothing for me to do at this point. Like I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't even care what the fuck is going on though. Oh, I see that happening, and she's pushing him off like she was big. She was big. So she is pushing Pride off, and like she is choking him back. Like she's ripping Pride's shirt. Like they're getting into like a scuffle. I see. Did I name her? Sweater's older brother come outside, and her father and her mother. The whole family comes outside. Mind you, this is Pride's family too, but that was Pride's uncle, aunt, and cousin. You feel me? Two cousins, because it was a female that he was fighting, and then the brother came outside. Boy, like, this is their fucking sister, daughter. Like, nobody's gonna let you touch them. It don't matter the fuck. So they come outside, and Sweater's brother yokes Pride up. He yokes Pride up, and he's just like looking at him locked in, just having his shirt. Like, he was like, yo nigga, chill out, chill out. Pride is like, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. Like he's holding on to his cousin's shirt, the guy now, because the brother came outside, the brother got into it. So now him and Pride are just locked in with the shirts, and he was like telling Pride to calm down, and Pride did not give a fuck. He was still going at it. Like I don't know if it was that he was doing, but or the medication that they gave him at the hospital. Come to find out that he was taking oxy and he was taking steroids. That's the type of shit y'all give at the hospital. Like, what are you doing? And then this nigga is a head at that point. So it's like, come on, like, how? Why? Huh? Huh? Yo, the hospital really, yeah, we gotta watch out for them dead ass. We really gotta watch out for them motherfuckers, dead ass. They are locked in, and Pride's cousin, Sweater's brother, he gets Pride on the floor. Like he picks him up and he slams him on the floor. So now he's on top of Pride. Now Pride is screaming, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. This was before the George Floyd shit. So yeah, like he's like, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. So everybody is trying to get Sweater's brother off of Pride. Like we are pulling him. I was pulling his shirt, and when I was pulling his shirt, I ended up pulling his necklace. He had like a masonry necklace on. I ended up pulling that, and I ended up breaking his necklace and ripping his shirt. Like I just wanted him off of him. Like I didn't know what was going on, but everybody was trying to break it up too. So I was just like, all right, I might as well break it up. Like, oh yeah, I got out the car. I got out the car as soon as like I seen the brother and the mother and the father came outside. Like it was just like, okay, hold on. He just got out of surgery. Like, I don't know. So I am pulling Sweater's brother off of Pride, and she finally comes to me and she's just like, don't touch my fucking brother, don't touch my motherfucking brother. And I'm looking at her like, girl, like I'm not even trying to get into none of that. Like I really could have fought her, but she was a big bitch. She really was a big bitch. I really could have fought her, but it was just like, what am I even fighting for? What the fuck is going on? Like I really don't know what was going on. So I'm just looking at her like, yo, chill. I'm just trying to get him off. We ain't gotta do none of that. Like, so she's just like, no, don't touch my motherfucking brother. At this point, I left the family. Oh my God, my voice is cracking. I left the family outside looking how they were looking. They were looking a hot mess. I hopped my pretty ass back up in the car. I'm sitting in the driver's seat just waiting. to drive him where he want to go, because at this point, like, pride is still getting stomped the fuck out on the floor, and he's still getting stomped the fuck out. And at this point, I text my mom and I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. And my mom was like, oh, like, you're not fighting, right? You didn't put your hands on nobody? Because, like, we know how Haitians spread the word, honey. If I were to put my hands on anybody, I knew my name would have been circling around, honey. It would have been circling all around. No, mama, I didn't. I'm minding my business because, you know, family is family. They could fight, but I'm not jumping in nothing. And she's like, I'm proud of you. So that happened, and Pride gets in the car. My voice is like cracking. I can't even talk. Pride gets in the car, and he's ballistic. He's going mad. He's going mad. And I'm like, where do you want me to drive you? He's like, don't you have a room? Like, let's go to your room. Let's go to your room. I'm like, oh. So I'm looking at the seat that he's sitting on because he just got out of surgery. I'm looking at the seat that he's sitting on, and there's like mad blood on it, hella blood. Hella blood. Like, you would think somebody got shot and it was in the car. So I'm just like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? He's just like, I'm fucking good. What? What? And then he looks down on the seat, and then he's like, yo, my fucking stitches pop. Yo, they made me pop my stitches. Now he's like crying but yelling. He's like crying but yelling. And it's like, do you want me to take you to the hospital? That's exactly what I said. Because I'm just like, I really didn't know what was going on. I really don't. He just choked his female cousin. The whole family came outside and jumped him, and now his stitches popped. Now I gotta take him to the hospital. Like, there were too many situations happening, and I just had to go with the flow. Like, I didn't know what was going on, so I'm calm, and I'm just like, do you need me to take you to the hospital? And he's like, yo, they made me pop my motherfucking stitches, bro. Yes, take me back to the hospital. I can't feel shit. I can't even feel shit. I don't know how many of them pop. I don't know, but yo, I'm about to kill them. I'm about to kill them. I swear to God. I swear to God. No, they gonna die. They gonna die. Red fucking flag. He's talking about killing his damn family, and I'm like, I know I've been in some fucked up situations. I really wanted to like fight my family, but like, now we talking about death. You crossing the line that nobody want to go back from. Like, what the fuck is go with you? He's talking about offing his family, and I'm like, so I'm driving back to the hospital, and we're in the hospital room, and they're looking at it. To be honest, I couldn't even be in the room looking at that wound. All of his stitches popped out. It was a big hole like this, basically the size of my head. It was a big hole like this in his back, so it's right here. All the stitches popped out. I could basically see his spine. That's how big and deep the hole was. I can see his spine. I had to leave the room for a second. I was just like, no, no. This is why I wasn't a nurse. Like, duh, my mama has been a registered nurse for about over 30 years now. So I really can't. I really can't do it. So I get back in the room, and they're basically like, we're not gonna stitch him up. We're not going to stitch him up. And I'm like, oh, what? What is that? What? What does that mean? What are you talking about? You're not gonna stitch him up. They were like, yeah, we're not gonna stitch him up. We're not gonna do stitches. We're not gonna do staples. We're not gonna do a damn thing. This right here needs to do itself. Like, they basically said we can't do nothing about it but give him more drugs. And I was like, no, the drugs are the problem. The drugs are the fucking problem. But I didn't really say that, but in my mind, I was like, the drugs are the motherfucking problem. You gonna give this nigga steroids when he been all day? What? This is probably what happened to Michael Jackson. Like, what the fuck? Like, he already doing that type of white powder substance, and you're just gonna induce him with more drugs because he's having like surgeries? That's really probably what happened to Michael Jackson. They're like, the wound has to heal itself. We can't stitch him up. We can't do anything because it's just gonna tear more of the skin. Like, the wound just has to heal itself. So now they're teaching me how to clean this deep wound that's basically open because there's no stitches to hold it together. Like, they're basically teaching me how to, at least I know now, the fuck, the shit that I had to go through. So they're teaching me how to do it, and I'm like, okay, all right. They stuffed him with like gauze, like literally, it was a hole in his back, and they stuffed it with like basically tissue. And then this nigga's just up and walking. He's up and walking. Honestly, there were certain times where I thought this nigga was supernatural because, like, bro, how? That didn't stop there. Oh, he went looking for his male cousin. Sweater's brother came outside. Like I said, the whole family jumped in. He went looking for Sweater's brother. Fresh out of the hospital, they done like stuffed him with tissues. And he came out the hospital. He's like, drive me to my house. I'm like, what house? You just got kicked out. You just got kicked out of this house. You want to go back? He's like, drive. We drive to the house, and I don't see anybody. I don't see any cars. And he's like, all right, keep driving around. Like, we're gonna find we're gonna find Sweater's brother. We're gonna find her. We're gonna find him. So I keep on driving. I'm driving, and he's like, oh, boom. There he is. There he is. We finally see him. He's leaving Hello Deli. If you know, you know. It's like where you get your sandwiches and shit. So he's leaving there, and he's like, oh, no. Like, keep following him. Keep following him. Now, he calls our good friend Dolph. If you know, our mutual friend. He calls Dolph, and he's like, I need you to come outside. We're gonna pick you up real quick, and we're gonna go find my cousin, basically, to fuck him up. He wanted to jump his cousin with Dolph. And I'm like, I don't even know why you would put Dolph in that situation for real. Like, I really don't know why you would put Dolph in that. We go pick up Dolph, and now we're just driving around, and we finally hit the pier. The pier is where like you're by the water and by the yachts and shit, and you can rent one out. So we're over there, and Pride sees his cousin hop out the car, so he hops out the car with Dolph. Dolph is running behind Pride. Pride is running to his cousin, basically to fuck him up. Dolph and Pride have something in their hand, and I'm like, how are you gonna do this to your own family? Like, how are you gonna do this to your own family? So I see them, they're like yelling and chopping it up and shit like that. So boom, I park the car and I hop out the car, and I see them like getting into it, and he was just like, bro, I love you. Like, his cousin, Pride's cousin, was telling Pride, bro, I love you. And I was like, that ain't love. That really ain't love. How y'all gonna just jump in? Not dead ass, like, it wasn't my place to say anything, but like, seriously, like, how y'all just gonna jump in and talk about that's love? That's toxic love. That ain't love. That's not love. And when I said that, Pride's cousin's just looking at me. He's like, all right, I feel you. I feel how you could feel that way, like, you know. But Pride and Dolph is just yelling in fucking Pride's cousin's face, and they are getting it in. They are not fighting getting it in, but they are in each other's face, and they are screaming, doing nothing but screaming. And honestly, I respect it because this is your family. Like, you can't have other people pull up and fight your family. Like, No, he was only trying to make a statement. It was about making a statement, not making war. Like, you can't come back from this shit. You really can't come back from this shit. You fighting your family with other people. You really can't come back from that shit. It was about making a statement. So they said what they needed to say. They didn't even fight. So I get in the car and I'm driving. Like, everybody gets in the car and we're just driving, and we ended up smoking and drinking and ending that motherfucking night. But like, literally, like, I hated Pride's ass. I really hated his ass. I hated him. Every second, every minute, every second, every minute, every second, every minute. And I'm pretty sure all of you guys are wondering, just like I'm wondering, how is he moving and doing all this when he just got out of surgery? When he has a big hole in his back, how is he doing this? Because any other human would, I don't know, would be in pain. Like, certain things that he would do, like he took a knife and he cut himself right here. When he did it, it just felt like he didn't feel nothing. And I know there's like rare people like that can't feel pain, but I swear, this guy, he was just like, he's like supernatural. I swear, like the shit that he would do, you wouldn't think a human would do it. Like, I seen him pick somebody up just by like their sweater, their shirt, just like pick them up, like shit that you see in movies. And it's like, okay, well, you're gonna be like, all right, Bree, my nigga could do that. And it's not all that, right? It's not all that. Let me give you another example. Like, I seen this guy, he would repeatedly hit himself. Like, he would just like hit himself, punch himself, slap himself, mad hard. If he was like driving and like came to a stop or whatever, he would like hit his head on the steering wheel. But they're not coming to me right now. It's probably because it's mad early. But there's so much that this guy would do that would make me think, all right, he's not a human. He's supernatural or something. Like, this guy was insane. He was crazy. It's crazy. Alright, y'all, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you learned anything in this video, is that the way that a nigga treats his family is how you could base your relationship. That ass. Cause if a nigga is disgusting and nasty to his family, it says a lot. I think as soon as a person lets down their guard and shows you their mask falling, I think you should just take that. Don't take it like a pint of sugar. Don't do that. No, take it like a grain of salt and just run along. Run far the hell away from them, because don't ignore the red flags, y'all. Take it from me. Take it from me. Do not ignore the red flags, because they are flagging. Truly appreciate you guys. I love and support you guys, and thank you for loving and supporting me. Y'all already know life is a bitch, and sometimes you are too. So remember to be kind and not to be rude. It's not cute. It's your girl, Saint B.